Ryan, have you ever wondered if just holding on to one thing for exactly 1 minute could keep your erection stable all night, giving you complete satisfaction without relying on pills? No. If I told you that there are men who changed just one small habit before bedtime and saw a clear increase in their stamina, would you believe it? And if that secret was sitting right there in your own kitchen, would you be ready to try it tonight? I'm Dr. Ryan Mitchell, and I've worked alongside so many guys in their 50s and 60s who are struggling with their vitality, dealing with fatigue, dropping libido, premature finishing, and I've found a simple method that is surprisingly effective. Picture yourself walking into a warm kitchen. The yellow light spills over that familiar wooden table. You open the lid of a small jar, bring it to your mouth, and chew slowly for about a minute. A warmth spreads through your mouth, then slides right down to your stomach. Your heart rate relaxes and your body feels light, almost like a switch just got flipped. Your mind is primed for an incredibly satisfying night with your partner. This isn't some exaggerated trick. It's something that sexual health experts and circulatory nutrition studies have consistently pointed out regarding its impact on blood flow hormones, sperm quality, and durable erectile function in middle-aged men. In this video, you're going to get 3 very specific things. First, the secret to boosting your vitality using an incredibly easy-to-find ingredient and the exact chewing method to maximize its effects. Second, the common mistakes that completely wipe out these benefits, mistakes a lot of guys are making without even realizing it. And third, a practical way to apply this to extend your stamina and maintain that peak performance night after night. The thing I'm talking about is sitting right in your kitchen. But the way you chew it and exactly when you chew it is where the real secret lies. It's not a prescription pill, it's not alcohol, and it's definitely not some expensive luxury item. It is a natural gift meant specifically for men who want to get their edge back. Before we get into the details, I want to ask you a genuine question. How old are you right now, and where are you tuning in from? Drop a comment down below so I can get to know you a bit better. If you find this video helpful, just hit the number 1 key for me. And if you have any feedback to make the channel better, go ahead and hit number 2. Right now, before I reveal exactly what this secret is, I want to tell you a story about a patient I treated, and I genuinely think it's going to surprise you. I met Frank during a routine checkup at the local community clinic. He was 56, had been working as a mechanic for over 30 years. He had a lean, weathered build, but when he sat down with me, he spoke quietly. His voice had this heavy layer of hesitation. He said, "Doc, I've been really weak lately. I barely make it a few minutes before I just fade out. I'm exhausted. My wife is disappointed, and honestly, I just feel ashamed." He kept his eyes on the floor, looking completely anxious and stripped of his confidence. Looking at him, I felt a real sense of empathy, because this isn't just one man's story. It's the story of so many guys over 50, where the job, the stress, and just the passage of time slowly drain that vital energy. He told me that he used to be incredibly strong. He'd work a full day, come home in a great mood, and still have plenty of gas in the tank for intimacy with his wife. But over the last few years, he started feeling constantly cold. His sleep was shallow, his mind was foggy, and his moments in the bedroom became painfully short. His wife never blamed him, but I understand that look in a woman's eyes when she isn't being physically cared for the way she used to be. Frank said to me, "Doc, when a man loses his edge, he loses all his confidence." I just nodded, and I asked him if he wanted to try something natural, something simple but highly effective. At first, he gave a little laugh and asked if there was a pill that could fix it. I told him we didn't need pills. We just needed something he probably already eats every day, but he had to use it the right way. I instructed him to take this specific thing about 10 minutes before dinner every night, chew it slowly, and just stay consistent with it for a few weeks. He listened, smiled, and said, "Well, if it's that easy, I'll start right now." 2 weeks later, he came back for a follow-up. He walked into the room with color in his cheeks and real energy in his voice. He said, "Doc, I don't know if this is a coincidence, but lately I feel strong. I'm sleeping great and I'm waking up with that old fire. My wife joked that I somehow turned 20 again. We both laughed at that. I looked at his test results. His blood pressure was more stable, his heart rate was steady, and most importantly, his mental state had visibly transformed. I just told him to keep doing exactly what he was doing. The body knows how to heal itself. Frank's story always stuck with me because it proves that sometimes the answer isn't a pricey medication or a complicated protocol. Sometimes it's just about being consistent with the most natural tools available. So are you curious to know what exactly Frank was chewing every night that gave him that kind of power? Stay with me here because this is going to surprise you. The thing Frank was chewing every evening was garlic. It's an ingredient that seems completely ordinary, but it packs an unbelievable punch when it comes to male vitality. You might be thinking that garlic is just for making food smell good. How could it possibly help a man regain his prime? But have you ever wondered why, out in rural areas where guys do heavy manual labor and eat simple diets, they stay so incredibly strong and fired up even well past 50? The answer is locked inside that tiny bulb. Inside garlic, there is a very specific compound called allicin. It only gets activated when the garlic is crushed or chewed raw. Allicin has this incredible ability to dilate blood vessels, driving a much stronger, more robust blood flow. And when blood gets delivered exactly where it needs to go, a man's performance in the bedroom changes entirely. You've probably noticed that when you were younger, all it took was a little bit of excitement and your body responded instantly. But as we get older, those reflexes slow down. Sometimes you send the signal and nothing wakes up. That happens because the blood vessels stiffen, testosterone levels drop, and the body gradually loses its natural responsiveness. Garlic, with its allicin and S-allylcysteine, actually stimulates the body to ramp up its own testosterone production. It lowers cholesterol, strengthens the heart, and drastically increases stamina during intimacy. Beyond that, garlic acts as a natural anti-inflammatory. It reduces fatigue and speeds up your recovery time after a session. A study out of Japan showed that men who consistently ate 2 cloves of garlic a day for 6 weeks saw their testosterone levels increase by an average of over 17%. It wasn't just an upgrade in the bedroom, their overall physical health saw a massive improvement. I witnessed this with another patient of mine, Liam, a 60-year-old guy dealing with high blood pressure and mild diabetes. He was avoiding intimacy entirely because he was just too exhausted. I showed him how to chew garlic with a small spoonful of honey about 30 minutes after dinner. Just 1 month later, he told me he couldn't explain it, but his body felt resilient. He was sleeping deeply and his drive was completely revitalized. He even mentioned his wife couldn't stop complimenting him. The crucial part here is using it correctly. If you chew it at the wrong time or cook it too thoroughly, that allicin gets destroyed and the benefits are practically gone. Garlic needs to be crushed or finely chopped and left out in the air for a few minutes. That pause allows the active compounds to fully form before you chew it or mix it with honey. And don't worry about the smell. Just drink a glass of lemon water right after and it clears it right up. This method is safe, it's natural, and it is perfectly suited for men over 50. Guys who want their edge back without turning to pharmaceuticals. You see, sometimes the exact thing that gives a man his vigor back isn't far away at all. It's sitting right there in the pantry. But if you do it wrong, if you mess up just one tiny detail, that effect vanishes entirely. A lot of people give up because they don't understand this mechanism, and that is exactly why I don't want you to click away just yet. In this next part, I'm going to walk you through 3 mistakes that almost all men make when using garlic for vitality. You might actually be making them right now without even knowing it. So many guys hear about the benefits of garlic, get excited to try it, and then complain that nothing changed, or worse, that they feel even more tired. When I ask them to break down their routine, I realize they're making these seemingly minor errors that completely erase the garlic's power. Have you ever chewed garlic right after cooking it? That is mistake number 1. When garlic is exposed to high heat, the allicin compound, the very thing that gives a man his strength, is almost entirely destroyed. Eating it like that is basically just eating a white bulb for flavor. It does absolutely zero for your sexual health. I remember Sam, a 62-year-old patient who was making garlic soup every single day. He ate bowls of it, but still felt weak and lethargic. When I asked him about it, he said he heard garlic was good for him, so he boiled it to make it easier to eat. I just smiled and explained that if you want the power, you have to leave it raw, crush it. Let it sit in the air for a few minutes so the compounds form, and only then do you consume it. After we adjusted his method, it took just 3 weeks before he called me. His voice was beaming. He said, "Doc, I am a completely different man now," and he just kept laughing. Mistake number 2 is eating garlic on an empty stomach. Raw garlic is intensely pungent. If you eat it when your stomach is empty, it can actually burn the mucosal lining, causing stomach pain, heartburn, or even gastritis. Another patient of mine, Howard, 58, tried chewing garlic first thing in the morning because of something he read online. The result: 2 days later, he ended up at the clinic with severe stomach cramps. When I examined him, he gave me this sheepish smile and said he just wanted it to work faster. You cannot rush the human body, especially at this stage of life. If you want to be strong, you need a base of food in your stomach first. The optimal time is about 30 minutes after dinner. That is the sweet spot where the garlic is highly effective but completely safe for your gut. Mistake number 3, and this is the one I see the most, is combining garlic with alcohol or medications. Some guys think drinking garlic-infused liquor is the ultimate aphrodisiac, but biologically, alcohol causes sudden vasodilation, stresses the liver, and dehydrates the body. It actively degrades sperm quality and kills erectile function. I actually met an older gentleman down in Texas who was throwing back a shot of garlic liquor every night, thinking it made him tougher. After a while, he was chronically exhausted. His heart was racing and his skin was taking on a yellowish tint because his liver was taking a beating. Once he dropped the alcohol and switched to chewing raw garlic with honey, his health rebounded beautifully. He slept better and the healthy color came right back to his skin. These mistakes sound so simple, but they are exactly why so many men miss out on the chance to reclaim their prime. You see, when you use it the right way, garlic doesn't just make you more potent, it makes your whole body robust. It optimizes your circulation and sharpens your mental focus. And I'll be honest with you, you can actually double this effect if you know how to combine it with a few other natural, highly synergistic elements. That is what I'm going to share with you next, because this is the real protocol to turn garlic into the ultimate tool for men over 50. Have you ever noticed that your kitchen is full of things that seem so basic, but when you combine them correctly, they become incredibly valuable? Garlic is already a powerhouse, but when you pair it with the right foods and habits, its efficacy can double or even triple. A lot of guys, after I teach them the correct chewing protocol, ask me, "Doc, is there any way to make it less spicy without losing the benefits?" And the answer is yes. You just need to add a little bit of raw honey. Honey has this natural ability to soothe the stomach lining. It's also packed with enzymes and minerals that build endurance and deliver raw energy straight to your cells. When garlic meets honey, that harsh, burning bite is completely mellowed out. But the internal heat, the metabolic activation, stays perfectly intact. I have a patient down in Florida, Dave, 55 years old. He used to complain about feeling completely wiped out after being intimate with his wife. After he started the protocol, chewing garlic with honey 15 minutes after dinner, it took just 3 weeks for him to report back. He told me he felt energized, his sleep was deep, and his performance was vastly improved. Another great method is garlic soaked in vinegar. The vinegar preserves the garlic and softens the cellular structure, allowing the allicin to release smoothly. Every morning you take 1 soaked clove, chew it slowly, and wash it down with a glass of warm water. Your body warms up rapidly. Your blood flow optimizes, and your cardiovascular system stabilizes. For anyone dealing with high blood pressure, 1 to 2 small cloves a day is plenty. Don't overdo it, because too much of anything will backfire. If you're really worried about the raw garlic smell, you can try lightly roasting it for just about 5 minutes. Don't let it burn. It becomes fragrant, soft, and much easier to eat, while still retaining the vast majority of its active compounds. Try eating garlic this way. Pairing it with a hard-boiled egg or a spoonful of honey before bed helps your body absorb the nutrients completely, boosting your muscular endurance. Here is a small biohacking secret. After you eat it, go for a light 5 to 10 minute walk. That gentle movement forces blood to circulate down to the reproductive organs. It's literally like pumping raw energy directly to where it's needed most. Have you ever considered that changing just one tiny habit could completely rewrite how your body functions? Just by chewing garlic the right way, taking it at the optimal time, and staying consistent daily, your core temperature starts to rise, your skin looks healthier, your mood elevates, and your stamina in the bedroom becomes incredibly resilient. Don't forget, take it about 30 minutes after dinner. Chew slowly, swallow gently, and follow it up with warm water. If you want to make the experience a bit smoother, you can chew on a small slice of ginger afterward to neutralize the scent. I know a lot of guys are going to ask about the exact dosage. For middle-aged men, 1 to 2 small cloves a day is exactly what you need. Now, if you have a pre-existing stomach condition or you're on specific medications, run this by your doctor first, just to play it safe. This isn't some instant magic trick. It is a sustainable protocol that helps your body regenerate itself. Garlic, honey, eggs, ginger, and a little bit of movement. That is the natural formula I have seen work wonders for hundreds of men. When your physical body is strong, your vitality naturally follows. When your mind is relaxed, intimacy becomes deeply passionate again. Give this a try. Stick with it consistently for 3 weeks and feel the transformation for yourself. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button and share it so more guys can discover this natural protocol. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you the science-backed secrets that help men over 50 stay powerful, stay happy, and stay proud.